British DJs, an American voiceover. It's the Harley and Josh Show.
Bees!
Bees!
Way to ruin a very nice dramatic ending to a lovely piece of music from Saving Private Ryan there. It's like, oh, he saved the Ryan, la la la, British DJs.
And then bees.
Bees! They're flipping awesome.
I've been listening to that song so much since last week.
Oh my god, that is really cool. So the Sweet Chunks band. I didn't get to catch him on Saturday. Hi everybody, by the way. We are talking to you.
They're not important. Let's have a conversation between ourselves again.
Yes, good. You're important with your legs stretched in front of me.
I am.
Stop spreading your legs.
I am quite wide-legged in the studio right now.
Oh no! Oh no! How are you, Harley? You happy, man?
I'm very happy.
Happy spread-legged man.
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Yes, you're also sort of slightly Eastern European.
Oh, I was going for a stewie. Got your headphones.
God, that's not even close. Let's go for Stewie.
I'm going for Stewie. I'm like the clone Stewie that's a little bit like not right. Stewie, I don't feel. I'm melting. Oh God. Oh no.
Kill me. Oh good Lord. Well, so apart from just melting, what have you been doing?
I have had a wonderful weekend of gigs.
A wonderful weekend full of gigs, huh?
As we said last week, I had just the one gig, which was a private function, which you had to join the golf club, Finn Valley Golf Club, to come to.
Did many?
No new faces.
Did you look out in the crowd and see anybody that just did not belong there?
Nobody
like
in
a
training.
Bill Murray type or something. Or?
There weren't any sort of people. Oh, I'd love it if Bill Murray came to one of my gigs. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
It's one of the. I love those Bill Murray.
Lasagna.
I love those Bill Murray stories, and
yeah, he just turns up. I saw a great one of him just being at a holiday camp in a haven, I think it was, and him, doing Gloria, Gloria with a band, and there's just a crowd going, ah!
I hope that happened.
Freaking Murray.
Because
good
thing you mentioned that. Last week I talked about the audition I did for Haven Holidays. And we got in.
You got the.
We got in.
You got the job. Yeah. I have to admit, you told me that you got in after the show. You just didn't want to say it on the radio just to jinx it.
No, that we haven't got any dates through as yet. But
that's always the way with these things.
Yeah, but they said
on the agency.
They emailed. They were like, "We'd love to work with you. We love what you do. The professionalism was good, like we talked about." So we're going to try and sort of get some dates. They asked for all our dates that we weren't available for next year, so we sent through whatever days we're already gigging, we're already doing shows.
Nice.
And then we just...
They're good sort of date fillers, aren't they? These kind of things where you can that's. I've been looking a lot more into agencies because, to be honest, I've not been trusting agencies for the past 3 years. I've not used a booking agent or used any agency to get any gigs.
And you've done really well without them.
Yeah, thank you, but it's more the fact of just because the times that I have tried to use an agency, they've always cancelled last minute. Like I will say that I'll book a gig with an agency like LMM or Function Central, and they'll say, okay, keep that date free. Keep that date booked in for us. Next year. This will be like August this year. They'll book me for August next year, and I'll say, okay, I'll keep it. And then a month beforehand, I'm like, I haven't had any details. What's going on? Oh, the client went in a different direction. I'm using quote marks there. So I'm like, well, okay, so I've kept that date free. You haven't been in contact, and now I'm out of work.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't paid us a deposit
because you turned down work because of that.
Yeah, exactly. So I've not trusted agents ever since. So I'd like to hear your stories when you
I mean, this is an agency that I've worked with. I think for about 5 years now. Now with Space Rocks, because when we went to the audition, John Perry, our guy that we who works for them that we've always worked with previously, he he was at the audition. He was like, "Oh, long time no see." I was like, "What's it been like 5 years?" And I was like, "No way has it been that long." It's been a long time,
really?
But they've been really good to us. Actually, they give us the dates, they book us. When there've been sort of private functions that have potentially come our way, and often they do fall through. They've said to us that we, what am I trying to say here? There's music in the background. It's putting me off.
Yeah, that's all right.
Can you hear that? Sounds beautiful. Anyway, yeah. So they've said, potential gig, and if it doesn't come through, they're quite quick to get hold of us and say, no, that's fallen through. They've also been really good where we've turned up to a venue, we've gone to set up, and there's been a show on already, which sometimes happens in peak season at these holiday parks, or we can't get into the venue because no one's there to let us in. We phone up the agency, and he says, leave it with me. 5 minutes later, someone comes running down the road. I'm really sorry, la-di-da-di-da. They're really quick to get any problems or any issues sorted.
Nice.
So they're a really good company to work with, the Sonic Artists.
Okay, well, yeah,
and they're
I'd
lovely
like to
guys.
hear your good vibe stories from them when you're working more with them, which is good. So that's with Chart Attack then, huh?
That's with Chart Attack. Now,
have you got any public shows coming up or anything? People can come check you out.
Potentially have one. We're just waiting for confirmation.
Right,
Teeth
cool.
falling out at the Grosvenor on the 2nd of December.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we've got one there coming up.
Yes. I was chatting with I can't remember the name of the guy.
Gavin. I want to say Gavin.
Gavin
or Grant. It's
Grant.
a G. It begins
It might
with
be
a G.
Grant.
I think it's Grant.
Yeah. Chatting with him yesterday, and he said he's booked you guys, and I was like, awesome. He says he's booked the full band as well.
Yep,
which would be great because you don't get chance to do a full band public gig so much.
No,
which will be so. And it's on a night where I don't think I'm gigging, so I'll be there
for now.
Yeah, for now.
That's the thing. Where you'd be like, I got that. So what I'm really looking forward to this week is there is a weekday gig that I can definitely make. Right, because there'll be gigs on the weekends where I'll be like, I can definitely make that. And I thought that about the last Saturday's Coffin Pusmin Doors? No.
Cosmic
Puffin Doors. I was like, I think I've got a gig on Friday but not Saturday. Turns out I had gigs on both. So I was like, go ahead. But yeah, so actually on that note, shall we play some music from Kid Mojo? Because they are playing tomorrow night at Manning's here in Ipswich, and they've got a new album out.
Cool.
It's really, really good. It's called Shake Your Demons. I bought it yesterday, and actually, I should have had it way before that because the album launch was actually on Halloween. And it did really well. They had a show with Hot Tramp. We plugged it on here. If you guys went along, please tweet us and let us know how you thought, how it went. But go and see them tomorrow night. They're 8:30 at Manning's. This is Looking for a Change by Kid Mojo. Boom. All right, Looking for a Change by Kid Mojo.
That's nice. Funky.
That's funky indeed. So yeah, what have you been doing, my friend?
So, I did say, let's start that one again.
Yep.
So, I was saying earlier, just now.
Great.
Wow.
Get there.
11 minutes in, and I can't words. So, Flibbity gibbet. Yeah, so I did say I had the one gig this weekend. However,
right.
Not
said
long
with a
after.
Swinging arm.
I said with a swinging arm because bees. Anyway, that's the theme tune for today. I had a last minute gig come in on the Wednesday with Native James.
Yes.
So I was quite happy about that. Native James, rapper with live band. I was joking with Gav from Impilo the other day that there's no other band doing that at the moment. To which he scowled at me.
My goodness.
Because we've discussed this before, that there's a real nice scene of rappers playing with bands coming out. A few years ago there was Sleepless One, now in Pilo, Native James. There are some other bands doing that, and
I was doing it with Piers James for a while.
Piers James as well.
Yeah.
That's it. And I mean, there's always been that happening, but now there seems to be a bit of a scene around it. There's a bit of a popularity with that. We were the only band that night that played with a band. There were lots of rappers with DJs and stuff.
Yep.
And there was certainly just a...
What venue was this?
This is at the Grinning Rat.
The Grinning Rat. Okay. Oh yeah, we did. So we plugged that actually.
We did plug it, yeah. 'Cause headlined by Rice Abbey.
Yep. Which his new stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Great show. It was a lot busier than I expected. But say, as we went on with the band, having acoustic drums, real electric bass, we still had a DJ playing a lot of the synth bass stuff.
And the samples.
A lot of the backing tracks were, rather than just playing a backing track, they were sliced, so he could actually play with the music in a real musical way, but still stick it within the confines of what the song and the arrangement is. And it was really cool.
That's good.
Just a nice step up in energy for that kind of thing.
That was a Free Spirit night, wasn't it?
That's what it was. That's it. Yeah. Probably the most interesting PA mixer setup of all time, because they had a DJ mixer going into another DJ mixer, going across the room into another DJ mixer, into a Valve preamp limiter, into another mixer amp through the PA.
What?
I've no idea why it was like that. And we went, cool, yeah, we need 2 mics. And he's like, I've only got 1 mic preamp.
Right.
All these mixers are only 1 preamp. Well, yeah, because the other preamps. I was like, why is there so many daisy chains? It was a incredible bottleneck of signal.
Yeah. Is it quite noisy?
No, the sound was really good.
Oh, that's weird.
They had tops, mids, and bass. So so it was a very separated sound from the different frequencies, and it was just a really full sound. It was great. Okay. All evening it was full of people outside the back. I mean, the smoking area out the back of the green rack. Every table was full at all times, and there were still loads of people inside. It was a real event, and I've been these Free Spirit events. They've been going for a while now, haven't they?
Yeah,
and I've known about them, but I've never been able to make it to one. And I thought, these will probably do all right, and I didn't.
It's just because it moved venue a lot.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It moves venue a lot, and that's just the difficult thing when you've got a kind of a branded thing, but then no particular specific place that you can always go at a specific day.
Yeah,
that's the difficult part of always making it down.
That's something similar that I struggled with Unity Music. I wanted to have a home place to run that.
Yep.
And have place where I could do that every time, so there's continuity with the visuals, have a nice sounding room that I could just go in, record, film and go, but couldn't find a venue to support it, which was a real shame. And since doing that, a few studios across Ipswich have started up a similar sort of thing. And I was like, if only we could bring that together, but it didn't quite happen, which is a shame, because I'd love to do more stuff with Unity Music.
Yeah, good. Well, you've already got that established now, so you can do that.
I can maybe reboot it. So that was my Friday. Saturday was the day that followed Friday, wasn't it? So I played at Finn Valley Golf Club. It was a really nice night. It was freezing, but it was nice and warm inside. We set up, loaded up, and it was great. Loads of people having a good time. I had my first problem with my Behringer digital mixer.
Oh, really?
Finished the first set, muted all the channels, so there's no vocal mics going through the PA. It was, and cool. Yep, all very good.
Just some background music going on as well.
Yeah, we had a full DJ set going through the PA, nice. So it was nice and pumping. Yes. And during the break, the Wi-Fi dropped out.
Oh.
And they were like, "You ready to start?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I can't unmute the vocal channels because it shut out."
That's a really big flaw.
Yeah, they are known for dropping out time to time. It came back in. I just had to switch from Wi-Fi to Ethernet and then back to Wi-Fi, and it booted up no problem.
Right.
But that being the first time that's happened, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, of course.
So it was easy enough to
turn it off and turn it on again.
Yeah.
But I think so. It is integral for Wi-Fi to be working for that.
Yeah, if the Wi-Fi doesn't work, you can run through an Ethernet cable, of which I didn't have one.
Right.
So I got
but then
one.
You have to be right next to the router.
Yeah, but I just run a laptop. I tend to have my laptop on top of the router anyway.
Okay, cool.
I tend to have my laptop with it on all times, just in case, so I can run it through an Ethernet port if needs be.
What if the Wi-Fi in the venue bottoms out completely?
It doesn't run off Wi-Fi in the venue.
Oh.
It can do, but it's its own Wi-Fi.
Right.
So you connect to the mixer itself, and that's its own Wi-Fi port.
So it becomes a server.
Yeah, it's its own thing. Yeah. So you can't. The downside to that is if you're running your laptop, you can't play Spotify off it as well. But generally, if you're doing a show, you're not running Spotify playlists.
Yeah.
And if you are, you're probably smart enough to click offline.
Yeah.
And do it in offline mode.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first sort of hairy moment.
Yeah.
But it was.
But the rest of the show was good, then, huh?
Rest of the show was on stage with you. Great. So it was stock band. So it was myself, Laura, who very nearly didn't make it.
Oh my goodness.
She's been very unwell last week or so with her.
That's sad.
Everyone seems to have this flu that doesn't go away. I don't know if any of your circles have been suffering.
Yeah, no, I have. But in this last week, I've been wretched.
And it gets to the point where it's nearly terrible, and then you kind of get better again and it goes down again. Oh, it's awful. And she's been really struggling with that.
Bless her.
And she came to the show, and we were looking. Friday, I got a call from Rob, who was on drums.
Right.
I do you know anyone who could cover on vocals? If not, could Chart Attack do it? I said, I'll see if I can ask around. I phoned up Oscar, are you available for a gig tomorrow? He's like, sorry man, go and see Don Brocco.
Oh man,
like,
so
no worries.
Ali Pally, wasn't it?
Yeah. So my next thing was Nick Keeble from Music World, or from what's the band?
Reno and Rome.
Reno and Rome, of course. I went into the shop and went, are you available for a gig tomorrow night? He was like, sorry man, I'm going to see John Brocco.
John Brocco.
John
Brocco. My name's John Brocco. With a big fat smile.
Yeah, so we didn't. So Chart Attack couldn't do it. We asked Rob Lewis if he was available. He wasn't. So the plan was just to drug Laura up on as much Lemsip as possible, and she absolutely
and like prop her up on stage.
Yeah, and she absolutely she nailed it. You know, we gave her light duties for the setup, and you know, so
after the show, how was she?
She was actually all right. She'd sort of had a win.
That state. I've never cancelled a gig because of illness. And that is probably a stupid idea, because the amount of times I've been on stage and have just been awful. I haven't, that's the thing, people have never noticed. They've always been like, oh, that was really good, I've never seen you play that well before. I'm like,
thank you.
Don't come near me. But yeah, well,
I remember,
good on her.
I think was it the first Black Swan gig? Dougal was saying that you'd done a crazy amount of gigs and worked yourself to the bone, and sort of had to take a 5-minute time out in the set just to sit down and recoup.
That was at the end of a 7-gig weekend. That was the 8th gig, and I had to do 2 hours of screaming and high crazy vocals, like,
high energy stuff.
Try to be Bruce Dickinson, Brian Johnson.
Not that you do low energy stuff. I mean, you bring energy to a slow song.
But thank you. But yeah, no. At one point in the set, I said to him, like, guys, can you just do this instrumental for a bit so I could just sit down at the back? That's the thing. I've got this weird thing that if I'm pushing myself, I get a massive headache. And the only way to stop myself from having a headache is to go, and it like rumbles my headache away. It's really strange. I don't know why, but so I was just sitting at the back of the stage going, like some deranged yeti.
I can imagine people were a little bit worried that either for your safety or for their safety that you're turning into Hulk.
Does he have a chainsaw?
Now, should we play a bit of music before we get started?
Well, you brought in some music special because you wanted to talk about it.
Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some live producing. We're going to finish the podcast with this because we can play this at the end of the podcast.
Right.
So we're gonna cut this sneakily into the end of the podcast, but play it now live on the radio.
Okay, cool.
If that makes sense. So we're going to say goodbye at the end of this, although it's not goodbye.
What?
Should we not do that? No, we'll just cut it in.
You weirdo. Just put the music on. Just put the music on. You're overcomplicating things.
Where is the music? Where is it?
It's right there above the red thing.
Cool. So we're going to play some Petrified.
Yeah.
By
Native James. Did you play bass on this?
I didn't play bass on this.
But
no,
you played it live on Friday, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I was supposed to play bass on this when we were working in High Studios and getting it produced by Toby Houghton, who did an incredible job. I love Elliot's vocals on this as well. Doing some really cool harmonies and throughout the album.
You don't
really
know me.
Yeah, he just does some really beautiful stuff. I was supposed to play some bass, but at the time I couldn't quite.
Well, let's listen to it. Let's listen to it, shall we?
Let's do.
I love this track.
Awesome. It's the Harley and Josh show. Yeah.
Yummy.
This is quite yummy, isn't it?
It is a very yummy. Yeah, like you say, I like Elliot's backing vocals at the end. They're very, very creamy.
Very
creamy and yummy.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that was even better.
I mean, yeah,
the original. To be honest.
I taught him everything he knows.
Just what about sitting spread-legged?
Sitting egg-legged.
Egg-legged. Yeah, cool. All right. So you had a gig on Sunday as well?
I did not. I can't remember what I did Sunday. Nice. I think I took my van apart.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I did. I did phone you up this morning and say, "Do you want to lift in?" And you were like, "No, man, I'm going to walk in." And because you like your casual stroll into.
I prefer to drive. My van's still in the garage, but yeah, I just walk in from Rushme, you know.
But I phoned you up and said, "I'll give you a lift in," and then got in the van and went, "Oh wait, I don't have a passenger seat again." So I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were all right with walking in.
Oh, that's good.
So
Harley did stuff well done, buddy.
I didn't even notice you were setting that up then.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, this is what I do. So yeah, well, I mean, I only had the one show that was public anyway.
Yeah.
But my favourite was Saturday because Murray actually filmed that with a GoPro on his headstock. On his bass, which if you guys have got have you got Instagram, have a check of that because it looks really great. It's
cool.
Have you ever seen the video for Jigsaw Falling Into Place by Radiohead? It's got that, they've all got cameras looking at their faces while they're playing in a room, and it's got that same kind of vibe. You get a bassist's eye view, but yeah, it's
more like a bass eye view.
Bass eye view,
because it's more looking from the bass than the bassist.
So.
It's looking at the bassist.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that was really fun. It was like just at the it was Stratford St Mary Institute. So it was a nice little village hall which had a stage set up. The crowd were absolutely mental.
Nice.
Absolutely wasted by the end of the night. Poor old James Hicks was coming up from Canterbury. Because I haven't got the van sorted at the moment, we're all taking separate cars to get there. It's a whole faff. I hate doing that. And then he turns up. We turn up and he's there, and there is an AA van right next to him, and he's like, "Yeah, apparently my wheel's falling off." And he'd driven from Canterbury. That's a 2.5 hour drive, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd got there, and it was fun because the guy was like, "Well, I can tow you back to Canterbury now, but you've got the gig to do, so I can't really do that." So he was like, "Okay, cool. So what I'll do is in the middle of the set. So we did our first set, got everything set up, and it sounded great in there. And we got he called the AA up in the break and said, "Look, I'm broken down, but I'm doing a show. So if you can make it within the next hour, when I'm packing down, I can get the stuff in the car, and you can tow us from there." And they're like, "Oh, well, what are we supposed to do if we get there early?" And it's just like,
have a drink.
Well, the thing is, you can know how it feels to just wait at the side of the road for a breakdown. The amount of times, who has been listening before? Like, I've actually had this when I was driving back from a show in Felixstowe. It was a solo gig, and I'd packed all my gear up. I was coming back to Ipswich via Chung's in Felixstowe. There's the crossroads there, and my back left wheel, my near side rear wheel fell off, and I was just
okay.
Right, just fell off. Like the bolts had gotten sheared because that was a spare wheel I had on, and then the bolts were alloy. But the wheel was steel, so it was basically the wheel was eating through the metal because it was too. Anyway, boring story short, that fell off, and I called up the AA. And they were like, "This is about 11 o'clock," and they said, "Yeah, we can have somebody out with you by 1." I'm like, 1? It's very cold. It's just like November last year, and I was just like, okay. So I had to wait in the van, and I was just asleep under a blanket that I had luckily stowed in the back for 2 hours waiting for the AA. And they were complaining on the phone to James, like, "But we don't want to wait around for you." That annoyed me. That really annoyed me. But anyway, they turned up. The van, the pickup truck turns up out the front. The party was so rowdy they started climbing on the pickup truck and just getting drunk on the back of this AA truck. Look, I can almost see it happening from outside, like through the back doors. And they were like, "Yeah, we left. We had to get out of there."
Wow. I just said, what we're going to do in the meantime? Come enjoy a good gig.
Yeah, just go and watch the
party,
show.
mate. They do Beck's Blue. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was Bud Light. Yeah,
that's it.
But yeah, no, that was poor old James got towed all the way back to Canterbury. He's fine now.
Going back to that video, what I really loved was that because it was what was the song?
It was Wipeout.
Wipeout. Yeah. And when it got to the drum solo, Murray kind of pointed the camera to look at Hicks, and I was like, That's really cool.
It's nice.
And he did that a lot with.
He didn't point it to look at me during my solo, but it's fine.
You're not important. It's fine. He did the same with on Rayner's YouTube video last week as well, pointing it at Ben when he had the sax solo and stuff like that, which is really cool. And it was just generally a really good addition.
Idea. I like that.
One of the Aristocrats, they did their live DVD. Boing, We'll Do It Live.
Nice.
And
is that a Bill O'Reilly quote? We'll do it live. Yeah. Sorry, carrying on.
So they have cameras. One on the headstock, but they also had one on a sort of a bendy arm coming out from the guitar, pointing at their hand, so you get a full shot of them and the guitar.
Nice.
So they do a lot of cuts like that and a lot of like split screen stuff, and it looks really cool.
Cool.
I like that kind of.
Yeah, it's good to have that, just because then you get the, not only if you're watching the show, you can go back and look at it and see what it looked like from a different angle, which is nice. But yeah, I always segue wipe out into Bird as a Word now.
That's it.
That's really fun, because I don't know, most of the time. I was talking to Rich about this, our keyboard player, and he was saying that I love the fact that you can just vamp over the microphone a lot of the time and nobody cares. Like, everybody always sort of says to me, like, oh, how do you remember all these lyrics? A lot of the time, I am either repeating something. I'm not a lot of the time, but some of the time I'm repeating something or just making something up, because we just jam a lot of stuff, and I don't have the time to sit there with books and books of lyrics to learn.
It's not the sort of music that's.
Yeah, it's very lyric friendly. It's not it's not exactly sort of Bob Dylan.
There are some songs where you're telling a story, and with those kind of ones, you kind of need to know the words off by heart. But then again, it's a lot easier to remember words off by heart because there's a chronology and there's a dialogue to it.
With Bird as a Word, though, like, I just descended into, I was like, everybody said about the bird, look at the mirror, and you're making don't you know? Exactly, that's what it descended into. And I could just see James, because he wears in-ears, just look at me like, I can't do this right now. For goodness sake. Yes. Well, I would like to talk about what's going on this week a bit more. Because I've not told people where they should be going this week, because actually there's quite a lot going on this Thursday.
One sec.
What's going on?
Still there?
Oh, no, good. I'm so glad. So you remember to do that. This Thursday the Blues Jam's back on.
Hey.
Third Thursday Blues Jam. Are you house band?
I'm not, unfortunately. I'm going to be doing the December one.
Oh, brilliant.
Because teaching will have stopped by then, but I'm at Rock Project.
So December, that will be the 15th, I believe.
That sounds...
15th of December.
Wait, will it be?
No, not 15th, sorry, 14th. 14th, shut up, Josh.
Will it be?
14th of December. Oh, no, okay,
next
sorry.
One. Hopefully it'll be the next one.
21st.
There we go.
21st, I'm there.
Panic then.
Third time's a charm, ladies and gentlemen, third time's a charm.
So third Thursday of the month, I will be there on the Christmas one. However, I'm going to try and make it this Thursday after Rock Project.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because I usually, if I finish nice and early, we pack down nice and quick, I can make it for the last hour.
Do you know who's playing bass?
I don't know.
I hope it's Lloyd.
Yeah. To be fair, any bass player they've had on house for the Blues Jam have been incredible. Mm-hmm. We're lucky to have some really good bass players in Ipswich.
Yeah.
And
mostly you and Lloyd.
Yeah.
The Blues Jam.
Yeah, for the Blues Jam, it's usually us. Sometimes Fergie joins as well, and he's a really nice player. Lots of feel. So.
They've not used Murray yet.
Why not?
I wonder.
To be fair, I think I have asked Murray to stand in before, but he sometimes struggles to get time off work.
Yeah,
on a Thursday night.
Oh yeah, Thursday nights.
Because it's usually a bit last minute that I've asked him before.
Yeah.
But
no, it's always the way, isn't it, with these things?
Especially with doing like jams and stuff, you get if you go long enough times, you'll get asked to do house eventually.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? That's
but
what
Murray
happened
can't always make it every time, because he sometimes turns up for the last hour or so or anything like that. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
I love being house band for that. Hopefully, I'll get to do it again soon. But I've had the same problems where I've been teaching.
Yeah.
Where it's just I'm not being able to do it. So yeah, if you guys are about, if you got kids, or if you're just basically not sure about joining bands, how to do it, all this kind of stuff. If you just love music, go along to the Blues Jam this Thursday, because you'll see the kind of talent that we've got around here, and you'll see what they can do just off the bat.
And it's really nice and welcoming there. We're not, although there are
not judgy at all.
there's some very good musicians there, and some people can be a little bit intimidated by that. But all the musicians, there's very little ego, which can sometimes be a problem at jam sessions. And everyone's really willing to help. Any advice you can spark up a conversation with anyone there, and
with professionals as well.
And they're quite happy to talk, give you advice, and just talk about music in its most sort of natural form.
Exactly.
So,
it's not just blues. I mean, the amount of people there that are, they do play the blues and they're all great, but they're not just into that.
It's quite a common thing for people to go, "Oh, I don't like blues, so I don't go to a blues jam." It's not about that.
A lot of the time.
I'm not necessarily a blues player, but I've done lots of work with blues bands and continue to do so, because it's a very universal sort of. It's one
Everything comes from the blues in the end.
Yeah, it's a centre post in music, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's where you start to learn your improvisational skills.
It's a talking point, really. I think a talking point, and that's the kind of you go there under the pretense of the blues, and you stay under, you'll suddenly end up being in a reggae jam or a rock jam, or something that's even funky or soulful or hip hop. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. So that's this Thursday. That is the 16th at the Swan.
Yes.
Blues Jam. That's the third Thursday of the month. So if you can't make it this Thursday, that's the 21st. We did 21st of December. It'll be the next one.
Awesome.
But yes. So we've got another great show coming up Friday. That is run by Darren from the Massacre Metal Night that happens at the St. Jude's Tavern every Monday.
Sweet.
He's also promoting this Friday, and I hadn't heard about them before he told me about this band. If you like your doomy stuff, if you like your metal, but with a little bit of groove involved, these are the guys for you, I will say. They're from London. If you're a fan of like Electric Wizard, a bit of Caius, maybe a bit of Red Fang, that kind of stuff. Real grungy Clutch, like Clutch. This will be the kind of band for you. This is Elephant Tree with Dawn. That's huge, right?
That's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. It's heavy, it's sludgy, but it's still melodic, and I like that.
No, definitely, that's the thing. I like that the vocal technique. I remember seeing a band. The first time I ever encountered Doom was at the Milestone when I did a gig with Stratusfire there years back.
Nice.
And it was a band called Toom, Toom. And I just remember thinking, that is an inordinate amount of reverb.
Toom plays Doom.
Yes, exactly. It's just an inordinate amount of reverb on his vocals. And I was like, what's the point in that? And then I remember listening to it properly. I was just like, wow, that makes sense. It makes you feel like you are descending into hell.
Yeah.
But, so that is Elephant Tree with Dawn. They are playing this Friday at the Swan, courtesy of Darren Smith.
Don't drop your phone.
No, I shouldn't do that. And so other stuff going on Friday. Soap Your Auntie are playing at the Railway. Woo-hoo, Oscar.
Awesome. Great live show.
Oh, man, they are incredible. The last time I saw them at the Railway was just a massive night. It was absolutely rammed. Loads of old friends there as well. Ollie Hoff was there. I hadn't seen him for absolutely ages, and his family were there, so we were just hanging out with them, and just it was a really good time. If you guys are out Friday, you don't want to see anything if you don't want original music and you want some covers, that will be the one for you, seriously, Friday. Or if you're in Woodbridge, I'm playing at the Angel. It's a lovely place, thanks to Merlin Bruce.
How many of you are playing?
2 of us.
Oh, okay, because it's not a big place there, is it?
No, exactly. So it's going to be a little duo show this Friday at the Angel in Woodbridge. That's in town centre. So if you're about, that'll be a bit of an ease up there, I do say myself.
Now, if you're not a big fan of the lovely rock and roll, and you're not a fan of the rockabilly, and you want to go a little bit more country, and slap your knee and kiss your sister or something like that. Stetsons are cool are playing at the Sproughton Wild Man.
Oh, really?
On the 17th as well. That's basically their set.
Yeah.
Just that. 45 minutes of that.
No, they've got too much teeth. They're too pretty for that.
Yeah. And Rob. I love Rob's voice. He's very controlled.
He's very good.
He's celebrating 10 years with Colourblind Hedgehogs this weekend just gone.
Colourblind Hedgehogs have been here for so long. I remember seeing them years back.
They've been going long. I think they've been going about 20 years, but he joined 10 years ago.
No, I saw them with an old singer.
Yeah. And he is great. Obviously, as you know, he's a teacher at Rock Project.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn to sing like the masterful Rob Lewis, Rock Project is the place for you.
He's the stern one as well.
Yes.
He's Scary Spice at the Rock Project.
Oh yeah.
When all the kids aren't being quiet in between songs, he's like, "You're mucking about."
Oh yeah. Is he the only dad? He's the only dad of the teachers, so he knows how to discipline the kids when they're getting a bit rowdy. But he's also, I mean, the students have a lot of respect for him. He's a very good teacher.
Where is Stetson's playing again?
That's at the Sproughton Wild Man.
Sproughton Wild Man.
So
okay, yeah, cool.
So yeah,
that's a good one. That would be a good one. If you also if you're into some live music but you're not in Ipswich, then Off the Wall are playing at Three Wise Monkeys this Friday night. We've played them on the show before. We did have a song to play for them, but we haven't got enough time for them. But that's called Got No Money. They're on Bandcamp and everything like that. I would say if you like your Rage Against the Machine, a bit of kind of like your grungy side of Nirvana, kind of like Bleach era Nirvana, they're good for you. That's Off the Wall. And also, I think we should probably finish off with this band today. So I don't know. I won't talk about them just now.
Cool.
Some other stuff going on.
Should we go to 7? Are we done with Friday?
Friday, yeah. We have
Awesome.
been done Saturday.
Cool.
What's going on?
I'm doing a public gig on Saturday.
Woo!
With the Mementos, which is quite rare.
Mental. Where's that going to be?
Memento.
Memento.
That's Memento. There we go. That's the only jingle.
Maybe.
We need a special jingle writer that just everything you say, just auto tune it and make it into a song.
No,
so
they will kill themselves.
I will be playing at Trinity Sports and Social Club with the Mementos. We'll be doing it as a 4-piece. Unfortunately, Nick won't be there, which is a shame because incredible keys player.
Yeah.
Also, we will also have Rainer Vandel on drums with us.
Oh, mental!
So I'm sure you'll see a YouTube video about that because he can't. He actually has
cameras for hands.
Yeah, he has cameras for hands, which makes drumming very hard. I'm sure.
Just makes watching his videos very painful.
Oh yes,
constantly hitting your face into a drum. Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got rehearsal for that tomorrow night, and we will be doing that this Friday.
Yeah, you might as well live there.
Wait, Saturday.
This is Saturday. Yeah. You might as well live there at the Trimby Sports and Social Club.
Yeah, I've been there quite a lot recently.
Yeah. It's a fun gig actually. But I remember when we went there and the stage was a different place. And I remember walking in there the first time after they moved it around. I was like, "What?"
I remember the first time I went in there for one of our rock nights. The stage was in the other corner in the function room, and you were playing, and you played "Welcome to Paradise," and that was I walked in, and that's what was happening. And I was like,
I actually tabbed that out the other day because I've been doing more lessons recently. I've been teaching more, and I've been just tabbing out so much. I've got like 10 pages of famous guitar and bass riffs, 10 pages of guitar, 10 pages of bass ones, and each one's got about between 5 and 10 riffs on each page. So I've spent hours and hours and hours of doing this, but just like going. So
you've
back
got it to hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but basically, my kind of thing is so when a student's kind of like, I want to learn a song, I'm like, okay, well, take these away with you, learn to read them, and then if you like the song, listen to the songs. If you like the song, then we can learn the whole song. Sort of thing. It's like a sample sheet. And with a lot of the time with kids, you don't quite know what they're into. They don't know what they're into yet. Yeah, amount of times at the beginning of a relationship I have with a student, I'll be like, okay, what music are you into? And they're like, oh, anything really. I'm like, okay, so what about this? No, I don't like that. What about this? No, I don't like that. What about this?
Find something that sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of, just doing all the Smoke on the Water's Walk This Ways and all this kind of, classic guitar riffs, but also mixing in some Radiohead in there, mixing in some Joy Division, mixing in some hip hop and some old soul and funk, just to sort of test the waters and see if they're into something that's not just classic rock.
It's a good way to open kids' eyes into other music, because obviously a lot of what children's musical influences are is often what their parents listen to or what their friends listen to, and that can sometimes be a little bit of a
mishmash.
Yeah, but it can also be quite a closed genre.
You're right.
Especially, my dad listened to a lot of music, but there's a lot of music that he didn't listen to, and it wasn't until I hung around with other people, because I hang around with a lot of musicians, I get a lot of musical influences. But for some of those kids who are younger, to introduce them to sort of, you play them some Mother Earth or some Tower of Power, and they go, oh, this is cool, I've never heard anything like this before.
The only time I ever got told not to listen to some music, like by a family member, was by my brother when I was super into East 17 when I was little. I was like, stay now, and he goes, turn that rubbish off. I'm
not going to say...
He's listening to Dre and Tupac in the other room. And
I'm not going to say he was wrong,
17.
but...
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that he did that. Thanks, Ben.
Although you've got
I love you, man.
At least that's a song you already know. Add that to your Christmas Lockabilly set.
Yeah, stay now. To go away. I don't think I'm going to pay. Don't think Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, Sunday, quickly, before we... Well, yeah, so Saturday, we've got a fantastic gig coming up with Humper Titans, Creef, are playing at the Swan. Awesome. But Sunday there's an afternoon of live music at La Tour, which is I believe is the one next to the Tower Ramparts, the bicycle cafe.
Yep.
So they've got a load of arts and crafty things going on all the time. So you can you don't have to go just for music, but they do have Nathaniel Robin Manning, and also Mick Squalor, the lead singer from Superglue and from Dingus Khan, but also our Holly and Josh show favourite, Bessie Turner.
Yeah.
Beautiful voice, beautiful person. Yeah, enjoy that. But we are coming up to the end of the show, and I would like to play some music to end it off. So, is there anything you want to say to me, Harley? Is there anything you want to say to me?
I'm breaking up with you.
I knew it.
I think we've pretty much covered everything. We've been
apart from your crotch, because you've been spread legged this entire time.
I really should put some trousers on.
Oh, cover your perineal area.
We've been quite organised this week, and we've actually both written notes down. And we pretty much covered everything. I'm hoping this Sunday to go to see School of Rock in London, hopefully.
Oh, mental.
If we can get tickets. So
I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Just because I was tabbing out all these things like Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
Or like, no, not Kashmir, sorry, the Immigrant Song, which is in there. And I was like, it's like the School of Rock all over again.
We had a couple of our Rock Project students have auditions this Friday for the School of Rock.
You told me about
stage
this,
show.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know how it went?
I don't know how it went. I'm going to be chasing them up. They were our Thursday night students, so we'll see how they do.
So it'll be an old jazz.
So actually, one of them we'll probably see tonight, because the dad is one of the...
He's performing.
He's a student for the adult group, the adult rock project Encore. So I'll have a little chat with him tonight and see if that's another gig that's going on tonight. Actually, it's the Rock Project adult live show, which we haven't.
Culmination of so much work and study.
Yeah, so all of our adults
are doing
their show. So that would be good. Are you going to see if you can make it along? Oh, it's just a long old walk.
I am teaching all night, but I can't walk all the way to that's since Foxhall Road, isn't it?
Foxhall Community Centre.
Yeah.
But, are we? I think we're pretty much set to
thank you guys for listening today. Just so you know, I love you.
I don't, but I appreciate your.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the guys.
So was I. Those people. I like you all as friends.
So you don't love me either?
Unless my girlfriend's listening.
He loves you.
There you go. He said it, so I don't have to say it embarrassingly.
So oh my god. He wants you to marry him.
Whoa.
He told me. He told me at the break.
I will turn your mic off. That's
you have the bow. Anyway, right, okay, so I did say we were going to play some music to play you off. Thank you guys for listening. Peace!
Yesterday I was petrified. Yesterday I was petrified. Fear is nothing, lies of the mind. Wake up with a new interior. Let's go, let's go. Another starter, let's go. Another day when you can be lethal. Look for that hope, reading that book, make that mind grow. Yesterday I was petrified. Yesterday I was petrified. Fear is nothing, lies of the mind. Wake up with a new interior. Let's go, let's go. Another starter, let's go. Another day when you can be lethal. Look for that hope, reading that book, make that mind grow. So, you don't know me, I don't know you. Get accusations, get called out all the f***ing time. Lies and deceit, put on repeat. I I just want to go away and rest, try to unwind. No time for the smoke screen. The different Mars say that you're coping, embellishing, reveling in Chinese whispers, cause spiders outspoken. Play an actor like you know shit. Hold up please, try regain your focus. Life is more than lies, more than trying to abide to a group because you like misconceptions and prejudgments, then prejudgments, and we love it. One person smiles, another suffers. Social conventions got us cussing. Red and raging like we bout to plunder. Red and raging like we bout to plunder. Look at your souls and see what's under. Look at your souls and see what's under. You don't know me, I don't know you. Yet accusations get called out all the fucking time. Lies and deceit put on repeat. I just want to go away and rest, try to unwind. Cause I ain't down with a bitter, and I ain't down with a bitter. Ton that love to spew stupid rules, cacking and laughter like a musical play and dress up. I must confess, yeah, I do detest hateful intent and senseless heads trying to mess with the messages when they not understanding their souls instead. Now you wanna say it's new fools, but I'm taking you back to the new school. Same games with the new tools. Insecurity, stress, and head level, they messing, feeling so decrepit. This ain't new food, this is back to basics. Defending your corner, everyone abrasive. Or when you're abhorring, everyone on your course because you do not feel great. It's just to let you know you are amazing. Just to let you know you are amazing. You don't have to be scared of the pavement. Be bold and make a statement. State your name and make knowledge, wisdom you're craving. Understand that fine out without feeling complacent. Move all angles till you feeling adjacent. Create a creation where you can feel amazing. Allegate it and like, come on down and embrace it. We got the canvas right here, so come and paint the painting. Petrified. Now I'm feeling like I'm alive. I just never knew, I knew. Yesterday I was petrified. Now today I will feel alive. I will, oh yes I will. Yesterday I was petrified. Now today, now I feel alive. I do, now baby I do. Yesterday I was petrified.